Can we do EFT without choosing the words even though at the start of each of our tapping rounds? My name is Bruno Sade from brunosade.com, and that is what I will be talking about today in this video. So, as you might know, the standard or default way that EFT is taught is to use the phrase even though when I think about fill in the blanks, I feel, and I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. This is the standard phrase. An example would be something like, even though when I think about the meeting I had with my boss yesterday, thinking about the way that she talked to me, I feel really irritated in my chest, and I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Now, this phrase, especially the last part, I deeply and completely accept myself, for some people, it doesn't really resonate because there's at least one part of them for whom the phrase doesn't feel true. So the phrase for some people or for some part of us might feel like perhaps it's a bit too artificial or too forceful or too positive or anything like that. So a very neutral statement I like to use instead, which doesn't tend to trigger any part of us, is something like, and this is what I'm noticing right now. So with the example, it would be something like, even though when I think about the meeting that I had with my boss yesterday, especially thinking about the way that she talked to me, I feel really irritated in my chest. And this is what I'm noticing right now. Now, considering how I ended that phrase with this is what I'm noticing right now, wouldn't it be possible to simply leave out the words even though at the beginning of that phrase? In other words, is it possible to do EFT without saying even though? Yes. Yes, indeed. So before I tell you what phrase we could use instead, let's explore a bit more some of the reasons why in some cases we might want to leave out the words even though. First of all, from a language point of view, like a grammar or syntax structure of the phrase, it doesn't make much sense to say even though if we're going to be ending the phrase with this is what I'm noticing right now. It's like even though perhaps it's better paired with statements such as I accept myself anyway, I accept what I feel anyway. So even though I feel irritated at my boss for how she spoke to me yesterday, I accept myself anyway, or I accept that this is what I'm feeling. So that's reason number one. Reason number two would be that for some people or for some part of us or some part of our clients, the words even though then followed by how we feel, like even though I feel irritated, even though I feel afraid, the words even though might presuppose some kind of judgment towards the way we feel. Like there's something wrong about the way we feel or about the part of us that is feeling that way, that is feeling those feelings. So if we wanted to leave out any kind of implicit judgment or something that might sound like an implicit judgment or things like that, a very neutral way to begin our tapping rounds without using even though, without using I deeply and completely accept myself, would be something like, right now, when I think about the meeting that I had with my boss yesterday, the way that she spoke to me, I feel really irritated in my chest, and this is what I'm noticing right now. Or an alternative could be something like, when I think about this work meeting I had with my boss yesterday, the way that she spoke to me in this moment, I feel really irritated in my chest. And this is what I'm noticing right now. So you see how with these kind of phrases, we can still maintain the essence of EFT, which is to tap on the points while we are focusing on how we feel about something specific. And we can still play with the wording so as to better suit the preferences of each of our parts, or if we are working with a client, each of our client's parts. So that being said, there's nothing wrong with I deeply and completely accept myself or with saying even though. If you're working as an EFT practitioner with a client who likes that phrase, that's totally okay. Or if you're tapping by yourself and all parts of you resonate with that phrase, that is also totally okay. So this is just an alternative for those cases where for whatever reason, those words don't really resonate. So that's it for today. I hope this was useful and I look forward to seeing you again in one of my next videos.